So, but it's the same thing in the race discrimination cases as any other types of cases, especially in sex harassment cases. We've handled sex harassment cases over the years. Back when Anita Hill was testifying against Clarence Thomas in the early 90s, we had, my firm had one of the biggest sexual harassment cases against Geffen Records, Penny Muck versus Geffen Records back then. And we actually set the precedent for male-on-male sexual harassment being a violation of the Fair Employment and Housing Act. I got kicked out of court in the early 90s, and they were like, not sex harassment because it's two men. I mean, now you think, what? How could that be? But, it shouldn't have been that way. And we took it to the Court of Appeal and got a published decision. And I'd have to say that as an attorney, that's one of the most rewarding things. And I've had the opportunity to do that several times over my career. It's one thing when you win an individual case for a client, but when you could take that individual case and then set a precedent where you're not only helping your own client, but helping so many more employees across the board in the state of California get justice and have their rights protected. It's a really, again, just one of those wonderful feelings as being a lawyer and making a difference.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, it's really appreciated, the good work that you're doing and standing up for these people that are being discriminated and harassed. And I think now more than ever, our society is showing that, we're not going to stand for it anymore. And it's great that you came on today to, share all of this great insight to let people know that they don't just have to just take it, that they do have recourse if they're being discriminated or being treated unfairly, because of their race or some sort of disability where employers aren't making, reasonable accommodations to make them feel safe in the workplace. And so I really appreciate you coming on today to, share that people have options.
Well, it really is my pleasure. I have been doing this for a long time, like I said, and I always feel like, so what if you weren't a lawyer, what would you be? I'd love, a teacher would be great, and I've been a mentor to so many lawyers and helping lawyers through. And so I'm hoping that, both people who might have issues can watch this, but also attorneys too, because I try to inspire. They say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes this is hard work. And there are nights I wish, I didn't have to work as hard as I do. But, it's really important work and people need our help. And we can get to a result and achieve justice. But what I also try to do is help people along that litigation journey. You may be having a hard time, but you're not going to have a hard time from us. We're there. I ask people, take that weight that's been on your shoulders, and now you can take it off and put it on mine, because I've been through this. We fought these battles. Sometimes you might get a bad ruling or something, but we always get back up. We always fight for our clients. And so it's just really important to be available, to be present, and to help people through what's a bad time for them. If they've been through a bad time, I don't want to, as their lawyer, be one of the people giving them a bad time. I want to make it easier for them through this process, not harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure that, there are so many people out there that are benefiting from this information, and, just seeing what your clients have to say about you, obviously speaks a ton to the kind of value that you bring in helping people. So thank you again so much for what you do, and for coming on today. I want to remind the people that are listening that you can find Jim at thejamesdesimonelaw.com. If you need some help or legal services, feel free to reach out to him. And Jim, thank you again so much for joining us today and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you very much, Gina. I really appreciate the invitation, and always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.